There are certain things that happens to me when I know there is, excuse me, something that I need to do, and I just hesitate to do it. And one reason that I'm doing so many spoken word pieces is because I've had so much inside of me um, for too long, and I need to just get it out. Good morning. It is November the 6th, 2020, and I need to say something. I want to say this to the people that feel like they will be affected or this will be directly towards it's not personal. It's just something that I should have done at a time that's passed already, but it has bothered me this long. So it was during this time, November 2008, that I sat in this very bed, my room, um, watching what I felt like was one of the most memorable moments of my time. The first black president of the United States was voted fairly into office, and I was so proud, as many other African Americans were. Uh, a lot of them probably did cast their vote just because it was a black man. I casted my vote at that time, and I stand by my vote at that time because it was something that I had prayed about, as I do with any vote that I cast. Nonetheless, I was so excited and I could not wait to get to work because it was such a huge, huge moment. And I was just bursting with joy and with praise and just ready to share in this good news with those that love me, that I call family, still call family to this very day. Unless they change it, I'm not. Um, but yeah, so I got to work that next morning, and when I walked inside, there was a feeling of heaviness throughout the building. Um, People weren't looking like they needed or had something to celebrate or wanted to celebrate. We were called into a meeting, and I just knew that we were going to talk about this moment, that we were going to pray for President Obama and First Lady Michelle and those two beautiful little girls, and the Bidens. You know, they worked along President Obama at that time. And so I went to work and we got into the meeting. And I remember looking around, and there wasn't the normal chatter. There wasn't the laughter and the joy and how you doing and none of that. And I thought somebody must have died. Well, come to find out, the meeting began, and the first words um, that were stated were, well, I guess we all witnessed what happened last night. We know where this is headed, so let's just get on with this meeting. I felt 1 inch tall. I felt like I was shrinking in my chair. I felt like I was a target in a room. I felt like I wanted to just get under the table, crawl out the door, crawl to my car, and bring myself back home because I could not believe that that was shut down just like that. A person of color being in the room full of white people. Now, mind you, I could always hold my own. Um, that's never been a problem for me. Um, my mother taught us to love people for who they are, and that's what I've done all my life and still doing it to this day. But in that moment, this week is really taking me back to that because I could not understand why we did not, as a family, people that you do life with, um, stop and actually pray for the President of the United States. Um, we left the meeting. There were a couple of people. I remember distinctly there were two. As we were going down the hall, one touched me on my shoulder and said what they needed to say or felt like they needed to say. Another one kind of braced my back and said what they needed to say. When I got back to my chair, there was another one that had come to me, and people know you. People that know you. And there was one that had stopped by and they looked at me and they said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "No," with tears in my eyes because maybe because I'm so transparent. and I don't have a good poker face, that in that room, uh, people could tell that I was bothered. Another person came by and they said, you know what, I voted for him and I feel like I made the right choice. I say that to say this. Um, we have got to be more intentional on being sure that we are watching the spirits that are stirring up in us. Because I don't care how churchy you are or what title you possess. If your spirit is twisted and something happens that you clearly do not like, as I know I've put some stuff out here too that said, hey, Linda, you need to check yourself. Some things have been like, you know what, I don't even give a fat rat. This is how I feel. But this week has taught me, this year has taught me that I just can't say everything I want to say because I have brothers and sisters that don't look like me, that don't live how I live, have not, and probably never will experience things in my life that I have. One thing I will say, and I'll try to wrap this up a little over 6 minutes, God is in control. Um, my sins, my father preached Sunday, and he said, you can't make sin without that middle letter. That's I. All have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. At the end of the day, God is the one who we need to seek forgiveness from, not man. Um, that year, and you're saying, Linda, that was so long ago. But when things like that run deep, and there will be more things that I'll be posting that happen along the racial tension lines where I should have spoken up, but I did not because at that time I did not feel like I could use my voice as a black woman in a predominantly white world. I love y'all. Take care. Bye.